Hi guys.
Hi guys.
我们我还在这个赛前简单的采访一下我们这个 Foggy 啊，今天对这个120这个选手，不知道做了什么特别的准备没有
？Very strong player, very strong ended. 120是个特别强的 UD 选手。
那么其实这个全世界现在就是说可以和 UD。选择和 UD 对战的这个练习的这个也不是很多了。那么不知道就是说在准备方面的话，这个有没有做到特别的准备
？It's a secret. 这个是秘密。
好，那么我们也这个期待着这个我们乌克兰小伙给我们带来的这个魔兽的比赛啊。
是的，接下来要请出的是第2位选手，是来自于中国的鬼王120。
Big response for 1-0, different than yesterday.
So his name's Yang Waling.
120，待会儿想好了怎么装逼吗？
还没有。
万一输了怎么办？
我觉得输了很正常吧，毕竟令神都输了嘛。就是那个有一个魔咒，就是令神只要被淘汰了，那我也会被淘汰的。
这样子啊，你就是。不是，就是现在不是有我们蛋塔对吧？是一起，你是跟令有什么特别的关系吗？
因为魔兽最强就是我们2个。
那么我们也期待着这个比赛啊。那么我们现在请2位选手过去准备一下。
好的，那请选手进入他们的对战席。我们把画面交给解说台。
All right, players are setting up. He gets the hat back. So I guess everyone has to do something if they lose. I wonder what Foggy has to do.
Wait, what does 1-0 have to do?
I don't know. Didn't get the translation yet. Last time he said he's gonna eat a cactus or something. That's why they brought him a cactus at GCS.
Yeah. I remember.
Okay. Okay, there's not like reliable translations coming in at the moment.
But there's a couple of trolls out there.
Yeah, there are a couple of trolls, but alright.
It seemed like he talked some smack when the audience went like, whoa!
Yeah, that's true. Maybe our guys Warcraft 2 back is coming for reliable translations here. But man, it's a European player in the semifinals of the biggest tournament of the summer. Just 2 maps or 2 series away from the championship. Can he reach his second grand final in Premier Tournaments? 2017 grand final against TH. He could be up against Infi, kind of his nemesis. But first, he has a big task to fulfill. 1-2-0. I mean, we had the 5-0 streak of Lin versus Infi. We do have another streak here. 1-2-0-4, Foggy 0. And to make it even worse, the stats in total are 4-0. So Foggy never beat 1-2-0 in a pro game, in a competitive game. On ladder, maybe, but we all know that 1-2-0 trolls a lot of on ladder, not picking up items to make it a little harder for him. So on paper, 1-2-0 is the big favorite in this game.
Yeah. I think when 1-2-0 is in his best shape, this is the hardest matchup in the game. Going up as Night Elf against the best 1-2-0 is like so scary, man. It's so daunting. But maybe that is where Foggy's best chance is, because 1-2-0 hasn't been looking like a god lately. Hasn't been so incredibly unbeatable. Has had some weaknesses. It's been a while since he took his GCS title. It's been a while since he gave dominance away again. So, I'm not saying Foggy has good chances, but he has better chances than he had like 1.5 years ago.
I would agree with that. 1-2-0 now finished school, picked up a job, has to travel a lot, has to work a lot, not too much time. I mean, he did play Hearthstone and Warcraft and finished his studies at the same time. So multitasking, he can do that. Yesterday, I said the same. And he surprised me by how strong he was against Moon. That was against the Keeper, that was against the Warden. Foggy will most likely not play that. So it's different. Foggy, more of a standard player than Moon is, but to show you how good 1-0 is in this matchup, he has a win rate of 78% against Night Elf. That is the highest win rate in competitive Warcraft on the highest level. Who can beat this guy in this matchup? I can't remember anyone but Moon. And Moon looked like a tier 2 player yesterday against the 21-year-old 1-0.
Yeah, man, this guy is super scary. And I think it's been shown from respect every Night Elf shows him. And for some, it even looks like fear. The only guy who I can really say that plays confidently against him, it looks confident the way he's playing, is Life. He doesn't back away. He engages, he gets the invulns, he goes for the staffs, he looks for the fight.
Yeah.
Foggy, though, he has had the feud, or not a feud, but the rivalry with Happy for the best player in Europe for a while. And also against him, it looks like he's, looking for that special strategy. He's looking for a bit of a cheese here and there. We see early expos, we see talent play, we see weird timings. Foggy, he does have his straight up standard games, yes, but there's also a lot of experimentation in there. This has, for a long time, been Foggy's weakest matchup, 1-0's strongest matchup. As you said, the Chinese is the big favorite here.
Indeed. So we'll see what Foggy brings to the table. I think we're not that far away from the map picks and bans. So Foggy did already, with this reaching the top 4, make a big jump in the prize money ranks of 2018. He was number 10 before. He's guaranteed number 6 now. With Lin being eliminated, 1-0 could do a big jump in the prize money ranks for this year. If he wins the entire tournament, he takes rank number 1. Like, to be honest, if he wins this match, he is the highest earning Warcraft 3 player in 2018, winning GCS, like Super GCS before. He won a big tournament so far. But that's his only big accomplishment. Yeah. I mean, 2nd place at DSL, that was also earlier this year. Since then, 4th place in Automats, quarterfinal at GCS, quarterfinal at AWL. This is not where we see him. Yeah. So he has to step it up. This is his best result in a long time.
Yeah, 1-0 he has not exactly disappointing, but not performing on the level that we've seen him perform at before. But if he has a good day, and he can have a good day, it can come out of nowhere. It's kind of weird with 1-0 because for a long while that was like the span of 1 year where he was so dominant. He was so consistent. He always performed and he always brought home the results. But it's been a while since that was the case. But as we saw, you just mentioned it, Super GCS, if he has a couple of good days in a row, he can just win a tournament.
Indeed. The map stats are 9-2 in favor of 1-0. The series stats are 4-0 in favor of 1-0. But Foggy, he was in Shanghai for a week. That's when, Goku style, the weights are off. There's no ping disadvantage. He prepared. He had an entire day to prepare for 1-0. And this is where Foggy is the strongest. How much did 1-0 prepare? Or did he focus on the grand final already because he is that strong? That's also a factor that could be. And if he underestimates Foggy and takes it too easily, then it's certainly a chance for Foggy to surprise you. It's 2 maps that he has to take. It's not a best of 5. And I think in a best of 3, his chances are better than in a best of 5.
Yeah, I guess so. The thing I'm most looking forward to seeing here and I'm most curious about is Foggy's mindset.
Yeah.
How is he going to play this series? Is he going to play it cheesy all 3 games in a row? Keeper, Dark Ranger, whatever, expo play, hoping to get away with it? Or is he going to play it straight up, believing that he can win in just a standard game? Or is it going to be a mix? I would expect it to be a mix. Something that Foggy told me the last time at GCS, which I found very interesting, which makes sense with him, is, he told me, having good micro and good execution is of course important, but it's not the most important thing. Warcraft is a strategy game, and the most important thing is to pick the right strategy. That is his school of thought. That is not the school of thought of everybody, especially undeads don't always seem to be on that page. Players like 120 maybe, and certainly players like Happy play the same stuff kind of always, but they play it so well that it works out most of the time.
Yeah.
But Foggy, he's a little bit more creative, with Moon certainly showing his influence there.
Yeah, Moon tried Keeper yesterday on Ancient Isles. Was an interesting strategy, worked for a bit, but 120 at one point, like, crushed him. He lost a lot of ghouls early. Alright, we get a recap here on stream from Lin versus Infi. So it might take some time. Usually we see those highlights after the game, but now it's in the middle of everything. So might take some time. Yeah, the poll is up. You can vote. Send your energy to Foggy. It is kind of a Dragon Ball tournament. He needs it for the Spirit Bomb, everybody. And it helped at GCS for quite some time, and he certainly needs that support here. It's like, we talk a lot about strategies, or you talk a lot about strategies. Many people might think that it's about, like, what hero to pick, what unit to pick. But it's also a lot about creep routes and timings. And that is something that you have to scout. 120 is great at scouting. So how can you surprise 120? Is there, like... What's the approach of surprising someone that constantly has the skeleton spying on the map?
As I said earlier, Foggy tried, when he was looking a little bit desperate in the Jera Cup days against Happy, he tried a lot of strategies, and he found some decent success with them. Usually not too many games in a row, but he was able to sneak in a couple of victories here or there. For example, a lot of archers early on, and an expansion on the way to tier 2 with a Naga follow-up into Talons. That can work, it can also backfire, but something like that I could see having success against 120 one game at least.
Okay. Yeah. Is he aware of those strategies, like Mass Furies, Talons?
I don't think so. I think 120 is such a cocky player that he doesn't really concern himself too much with what crazy stuff could come his way.
Yeah, probably. Moon played Furies yesterday, and that didn't work out at all. But the question then is, was it more Moon's fault, or was 120 too strong? I don't really know. Like, I think Moon had a good chance with that Fury Dragon play, but when he got to the critical mass, he never attacked at the wrong angles, and he never picked up units, and he didn't focus the statues too much. So that was certainly... There were points in the game where I thought, okay, Moon can win this, but then he made mistakes. So if Foggy can get to the same state as Moon did and then execute it better, there's certainly a chance for him to beat 120 with those strats. It's so hard to predict. We haven't seen them play against each other in quite some time. He was able to take maps off of 120 before on offline tournaments as well. WCA 2016 comes to mind, but of course it's quite some time ago.
I think it was both the maps he took were Echo Isles, right?
Yes,
exactly. At WCA, the one was definitely Echo Isles.
Yes.
Oh, and the one on Ancient Isles, where he picked up the Hellstone and didn't use it. I remember that one.
Yeah, you're right. Chinese stream still shows highlights here, but it's almost over. And I wonder if they go to commercials or not. But yeah, if you guys have questions, let us know. There were quite a few new subs coming in that we couldn't mention yet. Thank you, Vicious, for a 20-month resub. Good evening from California. BTW Neo, BTW Remo. Thank you very much, man. 20 months, that's crazy! Nate Brack has subscribed via Prime. Samwise303. I Seek Manak. Muted Song. Cilian Ikea for 18 months. And Quick the Fixer with a Prime sub as well. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you all so much. I gotta be honest with you, if Foggy wins here, I'm gonna be greatly surprised. But sometimes, Foggy goes to Shanghai and he just plays out of his mind.
Yeah.
Last GCS, maybe not so much. He didn't play well by any means, but it was just the tournament of Infi and TH. They were just head and shoulders above everyone else. But the time before that, how well he played in that tournament against TH in the grand final, going all the way. If he plays that well, I think actually he may have a chance against 1-0 in a straight-up series. But I also feel like for Foggy, it's become a bit of a mental issue. No, that sounds like he's sick in the head.
Wrong, yeah.
No. Like a mental block for him. Like when I watch his games against Undead, it looks like he feels, oh man, I just can't beat him. Like against 1-0 and Happy, both of them oftentimes, like he just looks to be desperate.
And I kind of was concerned when he got on stage. Yesterday, he had a big smile on his face. He did his boxing stuff, you know, and was very free in the interview as well. Today, focused, not smiling though. No fun gestures, very short answers in the interview. Just like, let's get this started already. But also, not too much confidence, I guess. 1-0, very easy, laughing, smiling. For me, I'm not a psychologist or anything, but the Undead looks a lot more confident than Foggy.
I guess that's the face that 1-0 always shows us, like not taking it too seriously. It's just a game, I'm gonna go in. I'm probably gonna play extremely well. Since it's a Night Elf, I'm probably gonna win as well. And Foggy, as you say, not oftentimes will have a smile and a cheeky look on his face.
Mm-hmm.
But here, I think he knows that he's the underdog here, that historically hasn't been going well for him. I guess that's what you're supposed to put out of your mindset though, right? When you head into a game, you're supposed to think like, all right, I'm a good player. If I play well, I'm gonna win this game. So I don't know. Does he have to deceive himself a little here? Maybe he does.
Yeah. The Chinese went into commercials, and the stream quality is getting worse for me. Is it still flawless for you, or?
The stream quality is still good. I think it's just the video that's bad. You know, the video that they're playing. The cinematic.
Yeah, there was some spikes, but it seems like it's getting better. Maybe it was my computer. Yeah, so we do have some questions for people on YouTube. You can fast forward a little. This will take some time, I guess, since we started the recording, and I think the introduction was quite good, so I don't want to cut here. Whatever happened to Remind? He got like a normal job now and quit Warcraft. How do you explain TH's performance lately? Do you think he lost a little bit of motivation after winning the biggest tournaments? Probably. He talked a lot about 1.30. Maybe he's just waiting for the patch and doesn't want to practice on 1.29 anymore because maybe he thinks that's a waste of time. He played so little that he didn't even qualify for WGL round of 32, and for him that should be easy to accomplish. So he was casting a lot, I saw that. But maybe just taking a little break. Which is weird because this tournament is so big and... yeah, whatever. It's TH. He's... I don't know. That would be my explanation.
He's won so much already, Neo. He wants to give some other people a chance as well. You know? Nice
yeah, especially if he's up against Infi, then it's like, okay, brother, take it. We go on a little vacation together if you win? Yes, of course, okay.
Time for another honeymoon. It would have actually fit them so perfectly if they had gone on a honeymoon together, you know? All four of them.
Yeah. That's true. But they don't hang out too much when they're at tournaments, right? TH is oftentimes with Life and 1-0 and Shishi. And Fly, not even Fly, but Infi just comes and goes with the games. And
last time I couldn't even really tell. It was like, we went to the tournament, we were casting all day, and then we went back to the hotel and had a couple of beers. I don't know, I kind of never saw them, honestly.
1,500 viewers, by the way, on a Sunday morning at 9 European time. That's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for tuning in. And especially for the Americans getting a little late. For the Europeans, it's getting better now. Yeah, what a day of esports, man. TI, we had so much StarCraft the past couple of days as well. There's gonna be a StarCraft tournament, like the StarCraft semifinals after this Warcraft semifinals, so we're gonna have a little break in between. Scarlet is playing, also another Westerner, in the semifinals of StarCraft. Wouldn't it be awesome to have Foggy and Scarlet at the end on top?
That'd be pretty sick. Especially if Foggy could finally do it, man. I was kind of a believer at last GCS. I was like, alright, it was 3rd place and then 2nd place. This time has to be 1st place. But that wasn't quite his tournament.
Yeah, against Infi it was so hard.
Yeah.
A few new subs here, thank you Ken BC and Michael Lofpst or something. I don't know, sorry for butchering your name, but thanks for the sub.
And not to get ahead of ourselves here, but if Foggy should win here, I think against Infi actually he would have much better chances this time around. Because against Human, it's a lot about creep routes, a lot about timings, it's a lot about expansions and counter expansions. And Foggy is a king at dissecting replays and finding openings there. Whereas against Undead, I think it's mostly about control, honestly. Either you cheese and win your game that way, or I think it's about micro. And you can watch how many replays you want. It's about executing in the end.
Yeah, I kind of want to save that for later if it happens, but GCS, when they played the last time and when it was a 3-0 for Infi, it wasn't actually the last time, but last time on LAN. 1.29 was relatively new, and the Alchemist strategy that Foggy is going for wasn't that developed yet. Now it's a lot better, and we saw that in W League, where Foggy defeated Infi 2-1 online.
Yeah, that's a good point to bring up as well.
I know. I'm prepared, man. Got my stuff down. One day off, lots of prepare.
Lots of prepare. Very well done, Neo. So proud.
The intro is coming, so the games are about to start in like 5 minutes now, finally. The interview was done already, so I think we will just jump into the game once this intro is done. The sponsor of this tournament, big Dragon Ball fan, as you can see. Here we have the Chinese casters. Bye-bye, Chinese casters. Hello, Neo and Remo. The poll heavily in favor of 1-2-0. Are the Russians rigging this election again? I don't know why the Russians are beating on Foggy. Yesterday as well, man. Rigging the vote in favor of Lawliot. Thank you, Micah and friends.
Oh, mean. Against Lawlight, he looked pretty good, didn't he?
He did.
2-0 there.
Very well executed, good strategies. I think it was pretty obvious what he did on Twisted, like the mass Merc push. But Lawlight didn't seem to be too prepared for that, to be honest.
Did you have a chance to talk to Lawlight? I know sometimes you like to poke a little bit at him.
Yeah, he called me.
Especially after he loses.
He called me after the game. But it was just like a few minutes. He felt bad and needed a little cheer up, so...
And what did you tell him?
Huh?
What did you tell him?
That next week's gonna be better.
I thought you told him you're a noob.
No, not this time.
Stop playing.
No,
Go back to PUBG.
He was really a little sad, so I just cheered him up.
Oh, poor guy.
Hopefully we don't need to cheer up Foggy. The guy here closes his eyes. He is doing a lot of meditation since last year. We saw him in Shanghai alone in a room, just closing his eyes, thinking about strategies, getting the right mindset. The two youngest players in this tournament. Oh, there we have the smile. There we have the raised fist. It's getting better. The two youngest players in this tournament here now remaining. 21-year-old 1-2-0, 25-year-old Foggy. But yeah, as we said, the streak of 1-2-0, 4-0 against Foggy, undefeated against Foggy. And with the win now, he could become the highest earning player, Warcraft player in 2018 and get the chance for his third final this year. By the way, the age in China seems to be calculated a little different because I'm very, very sure that he's 21. 1-2-0 is. Birthday is on July 5, 1969. 96, sorry. Oh, so it is 22. I'm sorry.
Good morning, Neo.
Come
How
on,
you
yeah.
doing?
I'm up for, I don't know, for a long time.
I slept like 20 minutes tonight. It was good. Oh, and
Yeah,
then
same.
Siggy actually woke me.
Oh, map bans, picks and bans. Amazonia and Terranas out for 1-2-0. Ancient Isles and Turtle Rock out for Foggy. So we start on Twisted, and we have Last Refuge and Echo Isles left.
Pretty standard bands, especially TR and Terranas. AI, AZ, debatable. But yeah, nothing too surprising here. So, Twisted can be good for a Panda, for Night Elf, if you get the ball rolling, but it can already start off difficult. And that is gonna be our first map here, Twisted Meadows.
Yeah, Foggy is pretty good on Twisted, especially in abusing the mercs. Does it help him too much against undead mercenaries? Not really. Also, a Huntress opening, something you don't really want. Maybe that's something like a map for a Keeper of the Grove? Or even a Warden?
Now, Warden is dangerous, because you can have difficulty finding those creeps if you get pressured early. I think it's a pretty good keeper map. You can contain really well, there's not too many camps that the ghouls can go for if you scout well. And that can be a cheese strat that can catch 1-0 off guard, certainly. Because, now I'm not certain, but I don't think they play that too much on ladder, do they? They're all, you know, more Demon Hunter players, I think.
Yeah.
Keeper seems like a very European thing to me.
Yeah, Sonic. Well, Moon as well. On Twisted, I don't know, but I think he's playing Keeper there as well. Yeah, but I think it's Sonic who kind of brought that in. So we have another sub here. Thank you, Skypile Grand Guru, for a 17-month resub. Great work, Neo and Remo. For once, timing is perfect here in Sydney. Greetings to Australia. You're gonna have the blessing of the TI in your time zone next year, man. And we're suffering once again.
It's gonna be better though than this than the normal, right?
That is correct. So there seem to be some issues with 1-2-0 setup. We've seen that recently. Once again, shout out to goodgame.ru, 100 kg most likely.
He's hyping this up,
He's
man.
hyping this up, exactly. So Foggy had some issues last time, but I think that is fixed, so he knows how this works now. Both with the soundproof headsets. Alright. Hype is real, boys! Second semi-final of Masters Coliseum. Foggy versus 1-2-0. We have one clear favorite here, and that is the Undead. We have one big hope, and that is the Night Elf. So once again, send your energies to the guy on the left. To Foggy. Twisted Meadows is our first map, and it's gonna be an interesting start. What hero does he choose? Is it gonna be Huntress or not? There it is. In the bottom left, 22 years old, from China. A two-time GCS champion, the Super GCS champion of this year. It's 1-2-0, and of course, the best competing Warcraft player from the Western Hemisphere. From the Ukraine, it's Foggy. Starting only with a Moonwell.
Exactly. It's a neutral hero build, and nowadays that can pretty much only mean Beastmaster. Once again, Foggy showing who he's a big fanboy of, and that is Moon, as it is the case with pretty much every Night Elf across the map, it always seems like. Beastmaster can work, but Beastmaster is pretty cheesy. If you don't get the Expo up, your chances of winning are around 5% maybe.
Yeah, I agree.
Or is it actually something else? Beastmaster is of course by far the most likely choice, but it could be something different, but it would be greatly, greatly surprising.
Me too. Beastmaster seems to be all the rage here. There's the Alta. 1-2-0 had to qualify for this tournament via the Chinese qualifier, of course. He faced 3 Night Elves, or 2 Night Elves in 3 games. 2-0 over Live, 2-1 over Shishi, and in the grand final 3-0 over Shishi. That shows you how good this guy is. It was actually surprising that he dropped the map. DK first, Ghoul build order, no big surprise here on the Undead side. The Ghoul is scouting this, sees the late Alta. So he is aware that the neutral hero is coming, will be scouting for it. No engine of war yet, by the way, right?
Yeah. No engine of war exactly. So it's going to be a Huntress opening. Here's the engine of war. Where's the Hunter Soul? Is he hiding it? Ah, no. It's in the main.
Okay, what do you do with Beastmaster Huntress? Maybe it's something else. Maybe what can it be?
Beastmaster hunts Expo.
Okay. Tinka. Some weird Tinka strat. I don't know. Beastmaster is okay. So not super crazy. Just halfway.
I'm a couple of seconds ahead of you. It's really weird.
It's double
Duel in
hunts,
the main
actually.
here is so annoying. But so far, no Wisps lost. And actually, the DK moving out onto the map to start creeping by himself, only with skeletons, or maybe a ghoul or two. And just one Nerob is going to be able to defend against the Beastmaster.
Yeah, it's just a little annoying. Slows down the ghoul gathering. But 1-2-0, the Necromancer can creep, of course, without his ghouls. Ooh, little spike here on my side. Big spike, actually.
Player's forces are under attack.
Trying to refresh real quick. So
The important thing here playing against Beastmaster is scouting the Expo and cancelling the Expo. If the first Expo attempt comes through, the Knight of can perhaps try to win this game pretty easily with just massing with that economy advantage. But if the expansion gets cancelled over and over, it becomes very, very difficult.
sweet play by Foggy here. Saving the Wisp before the right click comes from the Death Knight into a Moonwell build, cancels the building then, and then detonates against 3 skeletons at the same time. That should give him some confidence. I think the good thing is, if you open with Huntress against the Chinese Night Elf, against the Chinese Undead, that they don't go Gargs at all. They might go Fiends, but you can have solutions against that. They will never go Gargs. So they're kind of like more safe than against European undeads.
Yeah. That's true. Certainly something that you will have to worry about against other players, as in Europe, as you said. But 1-2-0 is already level 2, and this is where Huntresses can be the strongest, especially with a Keeper. If you can contain your opponent, keep them from creeping, keep them on level 1, and keep them on, only 1 skill point. But the DK, as we can see here, level 2 already, and now spreading out, looking for the expansion. There's a lot of positions where you can pop down that Tree of Life here on Twisted, of course. But I don't think it's been planted yet.
I don't think so either. He sent out a lot of Wisps. I don't know if he saw that
Is this
one.
an AP push? There's a lot of Wisps gathering outside the Undead main.
I thought so too, but this is kind
It
of
is.
nuts. Yeah, he's building something right next to the shop. Or an Engine of War? No, it's APs. Wow! This is so unusual.
A player's forces are under
Okay.
attack.
I think Remind tried it once, but I'm not too sure if it was Engine Protector or Engine of War.
But there's something red on the minimap. Might
he's
be a
scouting
ghoul
for-
scouting for this.
That would be sick. I think he wants to go to the left because he saw that Wisp there. He didn't see it. It's nighttime. He didn't see it.
It was so close, dude. He was so close to seeing this. And this is a really smart position. It's like, it's close to the Undead main, but is he still gonna see it? He is gonna see it with the ghoul, but it's late. It's too late.
It's too
They're gonna
late.
finish.
He can pull a few ghouls there, but it's not gonna be enough. DK was of course distracting, but not killing any Huntress. Okay, the first Fiend is coming. Very fast Fiend transition by 1-2-0.
And there's no Wisps here for repair. Not yet.
Are they coming though? They are.
They all
protectors.
survive. They're gonna be able to eat some trees here.
Yes, exactly. Hunters are coming in. Beastmaster is coming in. Foggy. Plan. Yeah, I don't know. What a weird plan this is. How well can he execute this? Lich is coming. 2 Fiends already. More Wisps are coming for repair. A lot of skeletons ready. How much will this help? And how fast can 1-2-0 go for something like wagons?
Oh, the APs, they are not rooted yet, and they're getting attacked. Wisps are here for repair. 1 AP. Oh my god, is he actually gonna save it? Goes down.
Oh, so close. Goes down. Yeah, you have to, not call anything at the moment. Ghoul falls. So how much can he get? Level 2 on the Beastmaster. 3 out of 4 is quite nice, I guess. Now he has the Wisp to repair. But the slaughterhouse is coming for statues and most likely wagons.
I know the Lich can use the double rod for mass guns, and now there's no wisps anymore. So all the damage on these APs won't be getting repaired.
Well, he's trying to get some fiends, but nice micro by 120. He's getting the second engine protector, so down to 2. Level 3 on the DK. Foggy is certainly in trouble here, but glaive throwers are coming for more support, but that is a bad rally. Can he save him? He kind of needs to save it, I guess, to have that super long range against buildings. He played that yesterday against Lawliot as well, with that one glaive thrower that kind of saved him the game, in my opinion. And the second one is coming as well, but again, like the position, like the two bases, very like not that great for this strategy. But also the rally point, kind of wrong. GG. That didn't work out as planned.
And I was wondering heading into this game, is Foggy gonna bust out a few cheeses? And the answer is yes, absolutely. At least one on TM. Yeah. AP pushes on pro level rarely work. And against Undead, isn't it way better with a Keeper? Like, it was so easy for 120 to do whatever he wants. If there's a Keeper with Entangle, obviously, diving for those kills is a lot more punishable. But what did that Beastmaster do that game?
Yeah.
He had a little bit of more damage against the ghouls with the Quill Beasts, but he felt so unimpactful.
Yeah, Beastmaster in this matchup quite one-dimensional, I guess. Once there's Fiends, the Quill Beasts usually have high damage, but against Fiends they just simply does not. And then of course you need the Hunters, but they take so much damage from Fiends. Both glaive throwers were intercepted, and also a lot of damage on the APs. That was... A lot of stuff goes wrong. Will it work better if he has a different starting position? Certainly. But yeah, that was not as good as we were hoping for. So I'm gonna restart my stream to hopefully be ahead of you again.
And I guess he was hoping for those 4 APs to just come up completely unscouted, and all 4 of them start hitting the main at the same time, and there's a glaive thrower behind this. 120 was able to find them before, engage them before, take out 2 before they even started assaulting the main. Yeah, then that didn't work out at all. So, what are the other 2 maps? Echo Isles and Last Refuge. Especially Echo Isles, pretty good expansion map. Last Refuge can be expanded on as well, of course. But LR going up against 120's Frostworms, man, that is scary, scary. If we go to LR, I think he's gonna try to go for an economic / cheese strat once again.
Foggy was really fast, I think, in picking the map. Like, we saw that Chinese helper running over to 120 immediately, showing him the map on a piece of paper. This was the shortest map we had the entire tournament, only 7 minutes 40. Or was Moon versus 120 shorter? I don't know. We gotta say that 120 is quite lucky with his grid. Moon first, and then either Foggy or Lawliot.
Yep.
That's the best he could have gotten, by far.
Infi, of course, already waiting in the grand final. We saw that earlier today, with the human taking out Lin with 2-1.
We gotta say that Foggy oftentimes makes us sweat by losing the first game in a series and then have a super strong comeback. That was kind of...
Not against 120 though.
Not against Infi as well, but during his big run at GCS, for example, he lost quite a bit of first maps, trying something or not being really into the series yet. No soup this time for 120. No other beverages.
Was he eating soup on stage the last time?
Yeah, at GCS quite a few times.
Ah, I thought 2 days ago.
Ah, no. Last Refuge. Whoa.
Okay.
Remo says he has a special tactic prepared. I don't know.
I mean, if he thinks he can play this straight up, going up late game against 120's Frostworms, on LR, he just suddenly got a confidence boost out of somewhere.
I really don't know. It favors the undead a little bit, I guess. As you said, good positions for Frostworms. Does he want to try an AP push again?
I'd like to see Foggy, and this is not his style, something that I've always wanted to see more from him is prioritize Demon Hunter level 3 early, more so than he usually does. I'd like to see him go for a greedy merchant creep here, because you can do that, and if you do it well, it's not really punishable. But again, that's not really Foggy's style, that's Life's style. Foggy always looking more towards the likes of Moon, more towards economy usually, rather than the one base prowess. And we are ready to head into map number 2.
Match points for the best undead in the world. Match points for 1-2-0. It could be the rematch of the GCS Summer Grand Final against Infi. Foggy is facing elimination. It's do or die here. Single elimination, no fallback net. So it is a normal build so far, right? Did I see that correctly?
Yep, super standard. As far as this goes, altar right away. And the Ancient of War next to the green camp. No risks taken. Super standard. And should most certainly be a Demon Hunter.
Alright. So for me, the Acolyte just spawned and now the Ziggurat. How in sync are we?
The
shop,
right?
I mean. Yeah.
You should be like 1 to 2 seconds ahead of me.
That is better than the other way around. So you can't spoil, like last game.
You nasty boy.
Yeah. Do. So Demon Hunter, Demon Hunter it is. No surprise warden.
Did you just do the pinky finger?
Yes.
No.
No. So no keeper surprise, no warden surprise. Straight up Demon Hunter archers. This is a normal game right now, until now. So yeah, just straight up then. Hopefully he has a good creep route, and hopefully he saw what 1-2-0 did with Moon with mass ghoul pressure. The best thing for Foggy would be to get like 1 or 2 ghouls early, pick them up to reduce the pressure that 1-2-0 can put on you on tier 2. We saw a lot of Naga play from 1-2-0 earlier.
I wonder how Foggy's gonna play this. You mentioned the second hero here. Foggy has been going back and forth over the last years, honestly. For a while it was all about Panda, power creeping him to level 3 as quickly. Is he going for 21 supply tech?
Yeah, looks like it, right? That is certainly interesting. Usually a thing that you do against Orc.
Yeah, but he has the second Moonwell. I was for a second there. Is he really gonna tech on one Moonwell, but against that's too dangerous.
Yeah. Ring of Protection only for 1-2-0, who starts creeping now with the ghouls. Demon Hunter running over, and as you said, Foggy not prioritizing the level 3, not creeping too heavily. He is creeping, but this is kind of the Infi versus Lin approach. Stealing experience on your opponent's side of the map to prevent level 2 or 3 for him.
And is gonna get the High Priest, that's level 2! Sentry Wards, not too bad at all. And now, looking for the Creep Jack maybe, but that's... Oh, didn't get it.
Yeah, with the mana burn, maybe could have gotten... Oh, there's an End Snare on the Archer. That's an easy kill. No Shadow Melt possible. What an easy execution for these ghouls.
And that's the first sloppy mistake by Foggy. If you move the Archer away sooner, he's not gonna get ensnared, and... I mean, it's only one Archer, but in the early game that does hurt.
He moved close to the rocks there, was a little afraid of a surround. Usually that's your job. But 1-2-0 returns the favor, gets the High Priest here, can still be gotten with the mana burn, but he uses it on the DK to prevent coils. But there are still... That was the last one. He gets the experience. Oh, nice. The replenishment potion for the next coil. And more experience. So far, Foggy's Demon Hunter play doesn't pay off at all.
No, it's looking really ineffective. Doesn't have the boots, right? Not having boots, I mean, you all know I love the boots. But especially in this matchup, it changes everything. If you don't have boots, you have to play so careful.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you might just land in a surround in a split second.
The ghouls are too fast. You cannot chase them. And 1-0, man, he is doing whatever he wants on Foggy's side of the map. Taking the second creep spot already. Getting close to level 2. I would love to know. Okay, that went to 1-0 again, right? But he gets a ghoul. Maybe a second one. There's another ensnare. This could be a double kill.
Okay, 2 ghouls. That's pretty nice. Here comes the coil, actually.
And he gets the second one, but the DK, the DH is super low. Frostborn hungers. He's trying to go in for the block with an archer. Foggy has to save his first hero. Frostborn again, but the damage roll wasn't enough. Lucky Foggy.
He has 5 archers at the moment, by the way. He already lost 1, so that's 6 archers. That's a lot of money into the early game.
And he builds one more.
Money that I didn't spend on boots, I guess.
Expansion super early. I don't... Yeah, he scouts it. Oh, he must see it now.
It's the Naga talent strat.
It is, right?
I mentioned it earlier. This is something that he started doing against Happy in his desperate times, which sometimes found success.
So, like, what's the key then? I mean, usually I would say with talents you push early, but with an expansion you certainly don't.
Yeah. The idea is get the expo as quick as possible on the way to tier 2, get a lot of archers to back it up, and to safely get it up with the help of the Naga, and then just produce mass talents, and also hippos later against the destroyers. And with your expansion, with a superior economy, you win with a numbers game. Okay. And that can work.
Of course you have disable with them, so not too many coils, and maybe you can delay some Nova, but Nova is going to be so good against that. What do we have? Boots of Kurthalas? No. Belt of Giant Strength, a little bit of HP. Not too bad against Undead Nuke. We saw Moon's heroes popping left, right, and center 2 days ago against this DK Naga Lich play.
And there it is. The wins are coming up. The tier 3 is on its way. And despite there being a Naga, if the Undead retains a lot of ghouls and attacks early on with his own Naga, this can be a dangerous timing before the first couple of talents are out. But usually you have to know this is happening. You have to know about that timing. And 1-0 didn't, and wasn't able to find any more archer kills.
Yeah, and for once he's not scouting, right? I mean, defending this ghoul push is usually very hard because you don't go for too many archers, you're still waiting for your dryads. But now you have a lot of archers, you have a Naga, which is nice when she gets out of the tavern, and you have the magic damage plus Fury Fire, so it's a lot easier to defend this. And getting the expo up, as you said. Level 3.5 for the DK. He's leveling quite fast. And coil here before he gets burned. But now he's out of mana. Nova secures the kill. Big mana potion. So nice for 1-0 that Foggy didn't steal this one.
I found some nice items, by the way. Double circlet plus the claws for 1-0. Also the belt, actually, pretty nice for the Demon Hunter. It's gonna be difficult for him to stay healthy in these battles because there's gonna be no rejuvenation for him.
Yeah, no rejuvenation, also no slow. That it doesn't help with control, but talents are coming. Adept upgrade right away, so he wants to rush Cyclone as well. For the disable. He's trying to get this creep spot at the shop, but I think there's one undead punishing this. He's coming in from the south with a lot of ghouls. The talents are not out yet. Maybe the first one, but not too many. Orb of Corruption is there as well. Oh, this is a big power spike. This could be the end for Foggy already. Moon Juice is empty. It's daytime, not regenerating. And only 2 talents.
And that timing, actually, Foggy having to retreat from the shop was a big deal because he wanted to get the invul, but he couldn't. Because 1-0 was there already. He needs that invul.
Yeah. Only got a Wand of Mana stealing, which is not too great. 1-0 goes into the upper left. The expansion is up, but didn't pay off yet. Foggy might have to Town Portal to hold this. Of course, wants to wait for a little bit of experience, for a few more talents. He has an Engine of War there. Gets some reinforcements already. Book of the Dead. No Destroyer yet to be seen, but of course he should be able to morph one. Dark Ranger third.
Oh, and he got the shop as well. No more potions, no staff either.
No
That's a
Orb of
big deal.
Venom. Lots of damage against the Engine of War. Foggy, what's your reaction here? You have to do something, otherwise this big investment into the expansion will go down. And now the first destroyer is up, and that means the Book of the Dead is basically useless. But here he is. Has to wait for the rest of the army. Maybe going for a mercenary. Yes, Shadow Priest. Interestingly, Repair is coming in now. Of course, can be attacked by a Nova. Boom, there we go. Mass damage. And he takes out almost everyone. And he gets all the wisps. Demon Hunter is low as well. I think he used the heal scroll already. Keeper of the Grove third. What is this? Of course, nice snowball start. He's going for the surround, but that's free mana on the Destroyer usually. He doesn't use it for the Dispel though. He has to either Dispel the book or the Entangle. Has to use the Invul here. So many skeletons here already. He Dispelled a little bit, but still kind of overwhelming. Demon Hunter low and Lich low. Who's gonna fall first? The next Entangle is helping a lot, but the Demon Hunter, what can he do? Oh my god, there's so much mana thanks to the big mana potion. The Demon Hunter is falling almost! Sound portal out, the Destroyer survives, a lot of ghouls survive, the Dark Ranger catches another coil, clutch coils, and what died?
Not too much.
Foggy died! Tournament life over! 1-0 crushes him in 16 minutes! And again, no grand final for Foggy, not the big run. He had some ideas, they failed, and we get 1-2-0 versus Infi in the grand final of Masters Coliseum. And this time there's a handshake.
That greater mana though. Lich would have died, the Dark Ranger would have died, but no. Greater mana, changing games.
Sick, man. Just, yeah, these two coils were so on point. They were there, like, the mana potion was there when he needed it to be there, and he saved so much with it. The Destroyer timing was nice as well. That was rough. That was a rough beating for Foggy, and the streak is now 5-0. 1-2-0, still undefeated against him. He will be disappointed for sure, but the game yesterday made us proud, and it's great for Western Warcraft that we have one of our boys in the top 4. But today was not the day to defeat 1-2-0.
So yeah, the GCS rematch from a couple of seasons ago. And I guess Infi's chance to strike back, get that title this time around. It was extremely close.
It was a nice 3-2 series that ended with Anime Dead in Infi's base. One of the greatest endings to a tournament that we could hope or could have hoped for. Will they recreate the magic? They do have some time to rest, to prepare. As we said, there's gonna be the StarCraft semifinals now. I don't actually know what we're doing in the meantime, because that could last for quite a bit. We will leave the stream open, that's for sure. But I don't know what we will be showing there. It's time for some breakfast to get some energy. I think I will just restream the clean feed here. And then once Warcraft is back, we are back.
That sounds good, especially the breakfast part.
Yeah, right? What are you getting?
I just got bread and salami. Huh. But good salami. Mm.
And like 1 kilogram
and energy
salami.
drink.
So, yeah, what can we say about this, man? I mean, there's not
I don't
too
know.
much to
I think Foggy has to rethink his mentality. Sounds extreme. Against Undead. Against Undead, it's not about your expo timings, man. That's at least my opinion. I think against Undead on the highest level of a solid strat, micro your way to victory. You can try to be fancy pants all you want with expansions and APs, but if your opponent plays well against it, it's just not gonna work.
I'm such an advocate for, if you think you can't beat your opponent straight up, try the cheese, that I can't bash Foggy on this now. He tried to not improvise, he tried to surprise, and it failed, but he was brave enough to try it, and he has my respect for that, and it could have worked. I mean, on Twisted, maybe with better positions, it does work. But yeah, it was just not his day, and the timing of 1-0 on last feud was so good. I don't really know why I didn't go for Echo Outs. That would be maybe my point of criticism, to not go for Echo Outs and play a straight up game there, because it's very likely that we lose on last feud. But we get an interview with 1-0, maybe the Chinese guys can translate again.
好，欢迎回来啊！刚刚也是恭喜一下120兵不血刃，两盘加起来总共17分钟啊，直接干掉了 Foggy。那我们先采访一下120。
这个待会儿两大 B 王相聚，这个120觉得你们两个 B 谁更大一点？
我觉得打到现在我已经没有任何压力了吧？我觉得我们无论谁输谁赢，梁老师都会很开心的。
然后这个其实人族和这个 UD 的这个对决啊，一直是我们魔兽争霸3这个游戏里面永恒不变的一个经典啊。那么就说我们也期待着这个120和英斐在决赛中给我们带来更精彩的比赛啊，也希望120能够发挥得更好。
谢谢。
好，那非常谢谢120给我们带来精彩的比赛。那这个决赛的话，基本上就是把冠军留在了我们。
No Chinese players left. I think the host congratulated him for destroying Foggy, if I got that correctly. I don't know. But yeah, once again, the winner of this tournament will go to a Chinese player. Chinese players stay undefeated for more than 1.5 years when it's LAN tournaments in China since December 2016. That won't change. But Infi or 1-2-0. That's something we're gonna see soon, I guess. We don't really know when. Of course, it's best of 5 in StarCraft. That could last for quite a bit, or not. We'll see. We will leave this restream open. So you're gonna get the content here. We're gonna put up a little text, and once there's Warcraft, we will be back. That's the best thing we can do, I guess, since it was a long night for us. TI was way too exciting to not watch it.
Yes.
And therefore, we're gonna need a little break here now to be energized and refreshed for the grand final that's to come. $12,000 for the winner, $6,000 for the runner-up. Lynn and Foggy both get $3,000, which is also not too bad. So thanks for tuning in early, guys. More than 2,000 viewers here. And thank you, Blubberband, for gifting a sub to Ugri, which of course he deserves. And yeah, see you later.